adapting to a certain time and place. Clearing the way, clearing your throat, the mote in your eye, sighs sometimes for the goat, the sheep, who lack, like a lackey. Where was I going with? Who was I going? Past tense, present tense, what sense was I making when I was flowing? I was here, I was there, I was then. I was your extended stare. We said so many things before. We went so many places through a store. It was a labyrinth, I said, a labyrinth. Part somewhere, part everywhere. All around. With that sense of wonder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eternal wonder. Wonder, W-A-N. Yes, where the wires are endless and invisible, and you divide. You divide. You sometimes don't take even a side. She relied on this and he relied on that. I was she and I was he. I was the playwright. I was the poet. I am the poet. I am the playwright. Right in the present moment. Just a moment while I present you with something of the future and nurture something of the past. Ah, at last we meet. Parallel. Sometimes it's another century, sometimes it feels like another decade. Thank the goodness, thank the gods for Hinduism, pantheism, the panthers, evolution, evolution, revolutions, a revolution, an evolution before a revelation took place. Yes, evolution began before the other. On another planet, they say. Another planet where angels were. Imagination. There was an imaginary land where evolution did take place and then it didn't. There was this other place, and this other place. Where angels had wings in their heads and at their back. They weren't quite birds, they weren't quite anything. They extended their words and it suddenly made sense to why we think the way we think. And I said, that's why. That's why we believe in this and such and such. It's really surreal sometimes why we believe, why we are, who we are, and why we are. Yes. Circles between the eyebrows, the extended circle. I'm not quite there, but I'm getting there. I'm not quite here, but I am. If you catch why I am, where I am, you'll see the golden ratio in my curls. Sometimes even the way I stare, like I said before, 3 minutes before, I think it was, whether it was in my head or whether I somehow said something, I knew something, that there was something else beyond flesh and what they say, blood and bone. Yes, once you have the tone and the pitch, you somehow see through it all. The door is open wide. Yes. Tide of stars, I said. The door is open wide, the windows are open for display. And you say the sea sees itself backwards. The voice hears itself forwards. And somehow you reflect and deflect and reflect and affect all the affectations that are needed when you play the game. And sometimes you need a name to reassure you. You need a number, but not too much. After a certain time, you say that's too much, and such and such. Let us stick with one name. No, 2 names, 3 names, 4 names. And then it's all the same, they say. What's in a name? My name, Edward A.G Wallace. Against the wall, you can have an ace up your sleeve. No need to grieve, no need to reprieve. Sometimes you have all the descriptions on your face. Whether the lips be full, the eyes soft, the nose not too sharp, not too blunt. No need to grunt, no need to grunt, no need to grunt. Because I don't. Because I don't. No, I don't. I just show the 3/4 face just to let you know it's mine. From the right, then the left. Profiled. Boy, sometimes you can look styled, but it's all me, improvised. All me now, walking round, thinking, blinking, no thoughts, idiotic, frenetic, biotic, anti and pro. Ill at ease, now I have my ease. What a breeze, when shall I seize this day? Carpe on the carpet, DM, denim, maybe never. On every level, you can ascend, and then just come back, and up, and back, and up and back. Just always send the right message. Lose your temper? Is that my temper? Is that someone else's? I inflict no pain. Some people feel better. Some people feel greater. Sometimes I know I am greater than others who have underestimated, undervalued, underappreciated, far, far away, in a land I might never visit. Some call it hell. You can never tell with a name. You can never tell with a name in this fragile human game. A line of poetry, a line of my sonnets. What cruel trick deceived my virtuous path? The wrath of my next line, when you never know when it's going to flow, or then I nobly sign my noble name. Sometimes you know within your own name. You know through the name and live up to it. Live up and ascend to it and say, finally, 2024 in April 8th, turning 9th. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. You should see the 10th. What dimension are we in now? Depends. When you ascend and I ascend, we mend together. I sit on leather. You could call it a seat, a chair. And then we could stare at each other all day. I could stare at you all day. I could listen to you all day. You are my mirror. I'm my mirror. I need my sanity, my vanity. Sometimes you just sip on tea, whatever kind, if you know what I kind. Rewind and then forward, 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 forward. And we're there, and there, and there, and there. They're there. Is it all a game? I don't know. Perhaps I do. And I have to be like you. What do you want from me? What do you need from me? I'm just a human being like you. Inflicting no injury or pain. You know the game. I'm recording. Painting a motion picture with my words in the air as I stare once again, often to the left distance, then the right resistance, the right distance, but then the left resistance. Choose a side, no ultimatums. Just me going non-verbatim. My speech, eternal, endless in the quiet light. I'll remember this and look back, look even now, eternally speaking, seeking, speaking again and again for my own, my true art, my truth speaks for itself. Sometimes in a second, yes, in a minute. In a minute, I'll be there. In a second, in a moment, I'll toss it all about, toss it up and down. Let's go around again. Let's do this again. What am I like when I'm divine? Have you seen it before? Do I look at a sign, stare back at the mirror? Suddenly everything is in a line. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Alignment. Perfect alignment. Synchronicity. Simplicity. Direct. And yes, pure. 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 Love. I know. Questioning. Questioning even love. Quite the task. I forgot to ask. And I forgot to ask again. And I forgot to ask again. Now I remember. Now I remember. Eternally yen. Zen. That's it. A to Z, first to last. Alpha and Omega. I Latin like fast. I slowly will ascend from this chair, and bear with me about an hour or two, or three, or four, or five, or six, or even a day, and I'll say, I told you, I told you, I told you. And you won't believe me once again.